How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James, coming at you guys with yet another Star Wars Legacy lightsaber review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Count Dooku lightsaber when he was part of the Jedi Order, and this one is from the Tale of a Jedi series. If you haven't seen it, it's relatively short. It's the same animation from the Clone Wars. There's like 6 or 8 episodes which are featured around Count Dooku and Ahsoka Tano. Definitely worth checking out. I want more of these kind of like lost episodes and stuff like that. Hopefully we get some more of that. We'll just have to kind of wait and see and play it by ear. But we also have some other great Star Wars shows coming out this year, like Mandalorian Season 3, and we currently have the Bad Batch Season 2 currently going on as well. So, anywho, I do apologize for the delay in this review, which wasn't by my choice, because during the time when this was released, it was first released on Shop Disney alongside the Qui-Gon Jinn. While I got the Qui-Gon Jinn long ago, this didn't ship out to me until, well, basically the start of this new year. So anyways, here is the box right here. Some of you might be wondering, does Shop Disney carry all the Legacy Sabers? And the answer is going to be no. They're going to have some of the Legacy Sabers, but not all. Most of the ones you're going to find is, of course, going to be at the Disney parks. I don't quite remember what the pricing on this is. Usually, if you get this at the theme park, I would have the pricing down here. I believe this goes for like $170 or $180 on top of my head, which of course does not include the blade, because the blade does not fit in this tiny little box here, though it's a little bit of a large box because this is indeed a large hilt. So here is the symbol in front of the box. All Legacy Sabers for the most part come in one of these boxes, unless if it's a bundle deal that comes with the blade. Opening it up on the inside, we're going to be presented with Count Dooku's hilts. Again, this was when he was part of the Jedi Order. Now, the first thing I will note, and it's probably going to be the one thing that I mentioned a few times in this review, this is a very chunky, and I do mean chunky, lightsaber. Let me go ahead and get it out of the box. If you are curious, is there anything else included inside the packaging? And the answer is going to be no, because this is not a rechargeable hilt like some of the Legacy Sabers have been. Put this back here. So, by chunky, well, I'll just let you guys see it in my hands. This thing it's beefy. It looks like a lightsaber that Pong Krell or maybe a Lasat would potentially use with how thick this thing is, but I just can't get over that. It's the one thing that's bothering me so much about this. I mean, other than that, in terms of the look of the saber, it looks nice. It's definitely got that chrome finish, so it is going to be a, well, fingerprint magnet, so that's one thing to note here. Let me go ahead and give you a much more closer look here. So you do got this nice point here, which I would not recommend jabbing this into anyone, so play with caution. His Jedi version of the saber, again, looks great. It's just that for the Legacy version from Disney, it is too much on the chunky side. That is for sure. And these things here, these are stickers that are removable. These are just kind of showcasing where the batteries are going to go. And the one over here is indicating where the power switch is, which is right here. So thankfully that's basically made within the design here, so that's good. So let's go ahead and start with, and also to point out, there is a CoverTech wheel here on the side. So if you want to go ahead and wear it on your side, you can go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and start with the battery compartment here. Again, this is not a rechargeable hilt, so you will need to basically, you're not going to grab this whole section. Some people might make the mistake. You're going to simply grab it right here. So this round bit right here is the part that you unscrew. Right where that sticker is. Then on doing so, you can go ahead and get access to the power bank here. Again, it's not rechargeable, so you will have to insert batteries. And there is the inside as well. It makes you wonder if they could have shrunken this down if they had went with a recharge port instead of the thicker battery cell here. But the other thing to kind of point out is they probably couldn't because of the blades that they use. I feel like Disney in my humble opinion, could do a little bit better. I mean, I know these are theme park sabers, and I always mention that these aren't custom sabers, so you aren't getting like a top of the line thing. These are sabers on a budget from a theme park. But it makes you wonder if Disney would ever maybe consider doing this. Since they have some legacy sabers that have recharge ports, it would be cool, instead of the one and only blade version that they have here, what if they made another blade, one that's even smaller than this one, to where they can make some of these hilts and shrink down the size, maybe to be a little bit more, better, in my opinion. I think Disney could do that if they wanted to. Whether or not they will down the road, we'll just have to wait and see. But speaking of blade, let's go ahead and insert that now and take a listen to see how it sounds and how it looks, to see the color. I can't remember on top of my head, but I believe the color is blue. So let's go ahead and insert the blade. It only goes in one way. And then activate from the switch. I'm going to see if it's easy to activate with my finger first. I'm trying to activate it with my finger here to see if I could easily press it upwards, but I'm having a hard time doing so. So I have to reach over and do that. And then clashing. Overall, it seems like the hum sound, which is a little bit kind of weird sounding in my opinion, is nice and loud. The clashing seems a little bit softer as far as the sound goes. In terms of handling just controlling it in the hand, again, it's just so, it's a thick lightsaber. It feels weird and pretty wonky to control. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel elegant as you would expect it to feel. Now, in fact, I do want to do this. I normally don't do this, because theme park lightsaber and custom sabers are two completely different things. But I'm going to bring over, just as a comparison for the purposes of this video, basically a Ventress lightsaber, the ones that Count Dooku gave her, which is also a curved shape one. And you're going to notice, well, the big difference in terms of sizing here. So here is a Ventress saber. This is a custom one. Note how this looks in my hand. It's elegant, it's small, it's got that feeling as you would expect for a curved saber of how it would feel in the real world situation. While this one here in my hand, again, just there's a big difference here. And then even with sizing, I mean, I know these are two different lightsabers here, but I'm just trying to showcase this as best as I can. It's just that this has got that elegant feeling. Like if this was a Count Dooku saber, for example, it would have the same feel to it, a little bit more extra texture, and the design would be different, but it would have that elegantness to it. This one doesn't really capture that quite well, in my humble opinion. And as far as handling, again, it's just, yeah, I just can't get over the size. I know I said I was going to mention it a few times. That's just the one thing that's bothered me. But everything else, I like it. Again, the sound isn't too bad. It feels maybe a little bit off to me. But that could just be me personally. I don't really know. Other than that, it's got that glossy finish as I would expect it to be. It looks good. And whether or not this is something that people are going to want to add to their collection is completely going to be up to you. Like I said, typically with a lot of the Legacy Sabers, there are some that are decent, some that are just okay, and there's some where I just feel like they could have done better. This one, in my humble opinion, is in a category that I feel like they could have done better, But there are going to be others out there who simply don't care in terms of sizing and accuracy and just want to collect them to add it to their collection. And if you're someone who is part of that collection purposes, where you're collecting all the variations of the Legacy Sabers, then by all means go for it. But if you're like in that situation where like, okay, you just have enough money to buy a saber and blade, which one do you get? This might not be meeting to your criterias, but you could always try out the sabers over at the theme parks to get a feel to it, to see if it's something that you're going to like or not. But again, this is one of those categories that I feel like if Disney just kind of took that initial step up, then we could have had something a little bit better. But overall, this one's just okay. But let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section down below. In fact, I had a question for you. Have you guys seen Star Wars Hell of a Jedi? If so, what was your favorite episode? I mean, technically the story involves Count Dooku or Ahsoka Tano, but in terms of just out of the episodes altogether, which one was your main favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next review where we're going to be actually taking a look at those Ventress lightsabers, which is by CC Sabers. Till then, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and always remember, may the Force be with you.